Gurubhyo Namaha. Sadashiva-Samarambham Shankaracharya-Madhyamam Asmadacharya-Paryantam Vande Guru-Paramparam Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti-Bheda-Vibhagine Vyomavatyapta-dehaya Shri Dakshina-Murtaye Namaha. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Namaste. Good morning. A very warm welcome to yet another session in this series of 4 talks on the life and works of Pujya Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda ji. And I again welcome Swami Chidrupananda ji for taking time to do these sessions. Now this is the third of the 4 session series. Just a brief introduction to Swamiji for those who did not attend yesterday. Swami Chidrupananda ji is presently working as the Acharya of Chinmaya Mission, Noida. For more than 20 years, he has worked in different roles at the national level in the youth wing of the Chinmaya Mission, such as Secretary General and Director North Zone of All India Chinmaya Yuva Kendra. Chinmaya Yuva Kendra is the youth wing of Chinmaya Mission, serving the youth all over India since its inception in 1975. With this very brief remarks, I request Swami Chidrupananda ji to start the session.
Thank you, Nitin. Hari Om. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Samastajana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam. Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram. Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram. Hari Om. Yesterday, we were studying about the Pujya Gurudev's life up to, in the first session, we saw Gurudev reach Shivananda Ashram. Then from there, he moved up he was sent to Tapon Maharaj. And Gurudev started with Panchadashi, then all Upanishads. And Gurudev stayed in Gangotri also along with Tapon Maharaj. That's life in Gangotri. Very in nutshell we saw. And in 1950-51, in that period, Gurudev's desire to take this knowledge across the plains, to spread this knowledge, that became stronger and stronger, day by day. It grew day by day, becoming stronger and stronger. And we are also seeing the great stories of Chettambi Swami Mahaswamigal, and Swami Shivananji Maharaj, and Paramaguru Swami Tapon Maharaj. And we also saw how Gurudev stayed in Swami Yogananji's room in the beginning, when Gurudev went as Balan, and Yogananji was senior to Gurudev in Sannyas Diksha, but younger in age. Here I would like to, one more incident I would like to add in the life of Swami Yoganandaji. That tells about Swami Shivananji Maharaj. Swami Yoganandaji told me once when I was sitting with him, he used to wear kaupina. He had kaupina, he was wearing kaupina, langoti, a kamandal, and then also mantradanda, and then also this, what do you call, kushagrasa mat. Yes, not the mantradanda, kushagrasa mat and kamandal, langot. And he was wandering in and around the mountains only, nearby Rishikesh or maybe perhaps just in higher mountains. Still in the Shivanandaji ashram only. When he went there, when somebody, some Mahatma, someone, some sadhu, like, somebody appeared. It means he came out and then he saw him on the road, in the mountains. That Mahatma asked Yoganandaji, I believe, I want that Kushagra mat, give me. Swami was carrying to sit and then to meditate somewhere. He said, that's okay. He gave mat. I also want that kamandal. I don't have any kamandal with me. Please give me that kamandal, which they carry that. Made up of wooden, and then the mostly they make makeup made up of the coconut sometimes, and very beautiful they make. Wood. So that was also given. So Swami Yoganandaji was telling me, so I gave everything, whatever I had. And he was having stick in the hand to walk. That also he took. Then the other man, the man appeared there, he asked, "Wo bhi de do," Hindi mein. Give me that also. What is that left now? Langoti. Kopin. Then Swami Yoganandaji said, it seems, no, that I cannot give you. How will I go to ashram? Rishikesh, I am alone now in the mountains, so I cannot give you that. He said, okay, and he went away. Then he came back to ashram and met Swami Shivanandaji, his guru. He told Shivanandaji, this is what happened. Just about 1 hour back, 1.5 hours back. Then Swami Shivanandaji told, I believe, why were you holding on to Langoti? You would have given that also. Then Shivanandaji told, he came to test you. Had you given that langot also, you would have really, he would have blessed you, and then you would have got a higher enlightenment. So Yoganandaji told me this. Shivanandaji said, give that also. How does it matter? So that's how Swami Shivanandaji was such a great Mahatma, always Vairagya, never hold on to even langot somebody asked to give it. Why are you having that attachment to body or identification of the body? So Swamiji only shared this with me, Yoganandaji. So that we saw the greatness of these Mahatmas. And as I told you yesterday, the disciples of Shivanandaji Maharaj, all of them were great. Okay, now we stopped yesterday our story in 1950 winter and 51, 90, 50, 50 winter, meaning November, December, January, in those days. His urge to spread this knowledge became stronger. So exactly after 1 year, he would start the work of spreading this message of Upanishads to the masses. And there in the diary, Gurudev's diary, I'm just reading it, what it is mentioned, so beautiful it is. By this, we will understand what Gurudev was. I'm quoting. I know no Sanskrit. I know no Hindi. I know no language to express what I know. In brief, I know that I know not how to make you know what I know. I know that I know not, yet I know that I know. My gurus know that I know, but I know not how to make you know what my gurus know. Knowledge is unknowable, yet the unknowable becomes known when a knower explains it to be the knower's own self, which illumines for him the very urge to know. Serene in the recesses of the bosom, when knowledge comes to know itself, the wisdom light is one homogeneous whole in which the unknown becomes known without the distorting intervention of the knower knowing the knowledge. Triputi beyond. In short, unless you are ready to take a plunge into your own within and move up beyond the mind and the intellect to the very source of light, power, and wisdom. I know not how to make you know what I know. I ended this quotation of Gurudev. So unless you transcend body, mind, intellect, Gurudev says, I know not how to make you know what I know. This shows what was the state of Pujya Gurudev. He was fully enlightened, like his master. And these expressions are very, very difficult, like Upanishadic expressions, trying to explain that which cannot be explained. The inexplicable explained in words. That which cannot be explained. That is the Upanishad's greatness. So this is a very beautiful thing. This shows the state of Pujya Gurudev even before he started his work. So he actually started his work as an enlightened being. Okay. Now, he moved on to 1950s over, 1951. In the end of August 1951, Pujya Gurudev went on another tour of India. In that tour, Gurudev mentioned, once the people say that when Gurudev was asked to go by a tour, he never begged any food. Food used to come to him. And Gurudev wrote somewhere I read very clearly, when you beg without revealing your identity as a beggar, a sadhu beggar. And Gurudev said, in that yatra, the ego will be finished off. Why? You are not protesting, you are not, how the ego reacts. Oh, I am MA-LLB, I can speak English, I am well read, I'm from a well-to-do family. But then I don't understand. But then people give, Gurudev said, they obnoxious looks. Is it obnoxious looks of the people? Somebody would honor a sadhu, somebody will cast a bad eye. Obnoxious looks. So Gurudev wrote all these things. So in that, such a wonderful way, that's why, the best way is to go on yatra without anything in the money, in the pocket, and just wander as an unknown person to society and the masses. Without revealing your identity, live as a beggar, as a sadhu, and try and test your ego, how it reacts every time. And in October 1951, Gurudev writes a letter to his brother-in-law, Madhav Menon. In that letter, he says, he's already planned to go to Pune. Chinmaya will go to Pune to act as a chief priest in 100 days Upanishad Jnana Yajna from January to March 1952. So it started his first talk, that I will come to that. How he landed reached Pune and all that. So he wrote letter. First talk, he reached Pune. Pune he reached. And Gurudev knew only two people there in Pune. One is, Sushila Mudaliar. And she was a telephone operator. And Gurudev met her in Uttarakashi when she had come to meet Tapon Maharaj. So he got that contact, Sushila Mudaliar's contact in Pune. As a telephone operator, she was working. And another contact was Mr. Gopal Reddy of Hyderabad. He was a devotee of Pujya Swami Shivanandaji Maharaj. So he came down with those two contacts only. Interesting thing, my heart, what I feel, I just want to share with you all. After I will tell you what my thought was. But then when Gurudev wanted to go to Pune, those days Pune, first he got a letter from Shivananji to Gopal Reddy. He's from Hyderabad. So go there, he knew. Anyway, Shivananji is a big devotee of Shivananji. So he heard about Chinmayananda also. So with that letter, he reached Hyderabad first before he went to Pune in December 1951. Before he went to Pune in 1951. He reached first Hyderabad. From Hyderabad, he came to Pune. And he reached house of Gopal Reddy. Here's a very interesting thing. And Gopal Reddy's daughter was around 16-year-old Srimati Lakshmi Reddy. She is still alive. And she did a lot of work in singing later on, singing Bhagavad Gita during Yajna. She would sing. Her voice was known to many. But she was very young girl at that time and very, what I would say, very, very boisterous and then little headstrong, I would say. Little headstrong, little arrogant girl, little. And she doesn't want her father to invite all babas and sadhus and then all these fellows come and then they sit and then they eat and go. What nonsense it is this? That kind of a temperament she had. When Gurudev reached that door, that house, she opened and father was not there at that time. She opened and said, Gurudev said, I came to meet Mr. Gopal Reddy. She fired him. What nonsense? Kaam dhanda nahi hai sadhu logon ko. And we have found our house only or what? He is not there. He is not in the house now. You please go out. Don't come here. Like that, Gurudev went out. But later on, then the Gopal Reddy they came to know. Yes, he came and sent. Then he ran to station. He was sitting alone somewhere. Gurudev, then he brought him home. And then, he chided Gurudev. Your daughter, that please don't do that. I heard that when Gopal Reddy became old, he told Gurudev not to leave my daughter and my family. Please continue to bless. Gurudev said, no problem. I will not leave them. So that girl became very professor in Hyderabad, and then she used to participate and traveled to many countries with Gurudev. She had a lot of collections of Pujya Gurudev's experiences. So that was the first incident. From Hyderabad, he had to go to Pune. So from there, then he got a ticket done to Pune, railway ticket, and then he left. Now here I am just telling. So the first yajna in 1951, Pujya Gurudev, this is my opinion, my thought I'm sharing with all of you. As though this is my thought I'm going to share. He went from Hyderabad only, for Pune. That's what we hear about it. And from there, Pune was launch pad and it went all over the globe, and then 42 years he traveled. And in India, last Gita Jnana Yajna, the last Gita Jnana Yajna, 7 days talks that normally Pujya Gurudev used to conduct on Bhagavad Gita, and morning some special text. Last Gita Jnana Yajna was in Hyderabad in 1993 from 7th May to 13th May. Later on, he moved on to our Siddhabadi youth camp, and then he flew to America, and then he conducted some talks there in our program, and then he left the body there. So within India, the first Jnana Yajna in Pune, to that place he went from Hyderabad. As though circuit got completed, he concluded in Hyderabad. As a divine plan, jaisa lagta hai, he concluded the entire Yajna in Hyderabad only. Formally, the Gita Jnana Yajnas ended with Hyderabad Yajna. So this is my thought, that circuit completed. I always say I felt that circuit got completed. Anyway, now Pujya Gurudev, with that from Gopal Reddy's house in Hyderabad, and I think he stayed in a couple of days, and then from there moved on to Pune. And Pune, the first talk, not Jnana Yajna not started. The first talk he gave was on 23rd December 1951. And the topic was, let's be Hindus, was the topic. Let's be Hindus. Kyon? Gurudev, why was that? Because Gurudev used to say, first thing we must do is, we must convert our people to the greatness, and by bringing the greatness of our culture, we must awaken our people to our own culture. So converting Hindus to Hinduism was the first agenda Pujya Gurudev thought. He always would say that we lost the pride in our culture, in our ancient wisdom, Rishi wisdom. Vivekananda was very proud of it. Aurobindo was proud of it. All great Mahatmas of that stage were very proud of our culture. And Gurudev so wanted to that, let's be Hindus was the topic. And in that yajna, only first talk, only 4 people came. It was conducted in the Sushila Mudaliar's garden. So 4 people only, including speaker, they would say something. Sometimes they say excluding speaker, some people say including speaker, but not more than 5. Say including Gurudev. Only they attended. And then the what you call Pujya Gurudev wrote, with these 2 contacts of Gopal Reddy and Sushila Mudaliar, he first gave a lecture, and then the yajna started on 31st December. He started his yajna, 1951. So what is the inauguration? On 1951 December in Pune, in Rastapet, in Ganesh temple, which we always go there when we go to Pune, when we get time. We always go there and pray to that Ganapati and come back. And it was an old temple. Now it is very well beautifully made in Rastapet, Pune. So Gurudev wrote an article titled Genesis. In that he mentions, he says, when he got doubt whether he will be able to educate the educated masses about the depth of our culture. When Gurudev, we have not talked about, Gurudev got a doubt about it, whether we can educate the educated masses to be educated by spreading this knowledge. And he's sitting in the Ganges, Gurudev wrote, when this Balan got this doubt, sitting on the banks of Ganges, he felt what? Gangaji replied to him thus. So this is a different sentence, but then that Gangaji is quoted, son, don't you see me? Born in the Himalayas, I rushed down to the plains, taking with me both life and nourishment. Fulfillment of any possession is in sharing with others. So it was Gangaji's inspiration, Pujya. So Gangaji looked, and Gangaji message as though Gangaji was speaking to Pujya Gurudev, because Gurudev was apprehensive that can I, these are the so-called educated, suited, booted, quoted, and then the impact of Western things have started already. Will they listen that to this sadhu? Gangaji gave the inspiration, Mother Ganga. I am rushing down towards the plains. En route, many obstacles come, but then I am not bothered. I will reach Ganga Sagar. My destination is Sagar. I am reaching it. You also can reach. So why don't you see me, my dear? Why don't you see me? So Gurudev said, I decided. He writes, I decided. I was encouraged. I felt reinforced. The urge became irresistible. Now I must face the impediments in the form of resistance from the so-called educated class. With that inspiration, he came down to plains. That inspiration, Gurudev's inspiration itself was like Ganga. Dashing. As though surmounting all kinds of obstacles en route because of the flow of this, the current of velocity and the current of the Ganges. Here Jnana Ganga, irresistibly flown from Pujya Gurudev's heart. So then Gurudev reached Pune, in Rastapet temple, small temple it was. Even now, if you see a small temple, in those days, still looking, Now it's all, nowadays, no plastered gate, all banaya, acha banaya. There, Gurudev conducted first Jnana Yajna, starting from 31st December 1951 to April 8th, 1952. He spoke on Katha and Kena Upanishads. And Gurudev writes, on the opening day, I had an audience of 18 to address, and therefore my heart jumped with joy. 18. Again, that 18 is auspicious figure. And in that first Jnana Yajna, first day were only 18, second day about 30, 40, and third day onwards, that fourth day onwards, the streets, and then there is no place to sit in the temple, a small lane. The lane was filled up and speakers were put, and they were Gurudev, some devotees, assistants were there. They used to type the talk and then make it cyclo style and distribute to people as a prasada. And it started, tremendous work started. And in the beginning, Pujya Gurudev himself would go on bicycle to post the posters, to paste the posters of his own Jnana Yajna. And people would think he's a poster boy. But in the evening, they go and they see same man talking in chaste English. So that was the spirit of Pujya Gurudev, missionary zeal. He never hesitated. He himself went and then propagated, please come, please come. That was the spirit of Pujya Gurudev. So then this news spread, and then people were very happy. And then afterwards, in April 1953, second Jnana Yajna was planned in Madras. After this Yajna, second Yajna, people approached Gurudev. Gurudev, why don't we start Chinmaya Mission? Gurudev said, please, I am not interested, because he remembered his Guru's words. First jaoge, the world will catch you, you will get caught up. So Gurudev remembered. He said, Mahaprabhu, I don't want. And these devotees also heard one or two lectures of Gurudev, when second and third Yajna, they started teaching Vedanta to Gurudev. They said, Gurudev, Chinmayam is not your name. Why should you think it is your name? Chit plus Mayam, Chinmayam. It's a pure knowledge it is. So mission based on knowledge, it is called Chinmaya Mission. So after long persistence, Gurudev yielded. Okay, reluctantly agreed. And thus, Chinmaya Mission was formed in Madras, that time, now Chennai, on 8th August 1953. So when I was in 2003 in Chennai, I was posted there, working there in Chennai. We had celebrated that 50 years of the birth of Chinmaya Mission, formation of Chinmaya Mission. Movement is from 1951, but mission formed in 1953, formally. And it was then slowly, it branched out. So many invitations, then Mumbai. Then it just went across all over the country. Eventually, it branched out to many, many centers and countries on the globe. Right? And after Madras, it was in Delhi. Yes, Delhi. Delhi, Gurudev came to Delhi, and then Delhi conducted Yajna. In those days, Gurudev would conduct Upanishads 100 days Yajna, Mandukya Upanishad, 100 days. exhaustive, step by step in English, and people used to come with rapt attention. They would listen to this Mahatma's exposition on Upanishads. Because that English language, the charming personality, even to see the pronunciation, explanation, logical. But after Delhi Yajna, after that, in course of time, Gurudev polished all those things, and then he started how to communicate the message of Upanishads in a particular way, in a systematic way. In fact, Pujya Gurudev had developed his own language of communication, communicating the Upanishads in English. That which all of us are used to now. All the monks of Chinmaya Mission, we are all used to that kind of that like expression, that language, what he developed out of his own hard work. And then, because the demands were increasing, people were inviting Gurudev everywhere. We want you, we want you. And then naturally, 100 days, 50 days, cannot. So slowly, the yajna, number of yajnas came down to 15 days, then 10 days, then I attended some for 9 days, then ultimately it boiled down to 7 days yajna on Upanishads. Concise. By 1955, Pujya Gurudev started giving talks on Bhagavad Gita, because Bhagavad Gita is more direct, more people can easily relate. And then he shifted the Upanishad Yajna's talks on morning to select audience, and Gurudev would announce that those who are mission members, those who are study group, not mission members, study group members, those who have been attending to such groups, discussions, they are allowed in the morning classes so that they will not be confused. They can understand, they can pick up from where I am talking. That was the intention of Pujya Gurudev. Otherwise, a guy would come, person will come in the morning, first time listening to Upanishads. He may be confused, he doesn't know, he may not understand. Then he may conclude that Vedanta is confusion, Vedanta cannot be understood. It is better to happily live there without studying of Vedanta. That may actually backfire. So, evening Gita Jnana Yajnas became popular. And it became the Jnana Ganga only, Jnana Ganga flowing through Gurudev. And in those days, I would like to tell very clearly, I heard about it, and then that's a fact, it is not often spoken, but many people have said to Pujya Gurudev that, you are committing a great, grave mistake, that you are speaking the Vedas and Upanishads in the language of English, which is not our language. It's a Paradeshiya Bhasha. That is a sin that you are committing. And some people have started, cursing him. That, you should not, you may tongue fall. All those things, it seems, they said. It seems. But Gurudev never bothered. Somebody wrote letter also to him. Please stop speaking on this. Speak only in Sanskrit or Hindi or Indian languages. If you're stuck up with your own, but how will this will reach to people? Because the English is now the language of communication across the globe. If you want to reach the masses with this message of Upanishads, if you only stick up only one language, how is it possible? So Gurudev ignored. My job, my mission is to reach this knowledge to the millions across the globe, all people on the globe. As I told him, Dalai Lama was telling Gurudev, you are very restless. He said, yes, I am restless. So, Paramacharya, Kanchi Paramacharya, I also heard this. Then he said one time that it seems Saraswati, goddess Saraswati is doing dance on his tongue. Dancing on his tongue. Gurudev's tongue. This Jnana Ganga will flow, he said. So he used to embrace young, old, all castes, nothing. Everyone is divine, and essentially we are all divine. That's it. Come and listen. Same pandal, sit together. Let us expose ourselves to the great wisdom of the Rishis, get inspired. And by 1965, 15 years, for 51, 14 years, by 13, 14 years, it crossed the boundaries of India to bless many, many other countries, 1965. And the first global tour of Pujya Gurudev was arranged in 1965, 18 countries, 39 cities for a couple of months. Gurudev started. Mission centers are being formed. Wings, Chinmaya Mission wings are formed. That we'll speak about it later. And work kept on increasing. We have more number of centers, more coordination, more letters, more correspondence, more guidance, more visits, and more problems to solve. And in those days, Gurudev's talks on All India Radio on art of man making were popular. They were so popular that, anyway, they reached everywhere. And that was so much became Gurudev popular. And in his tours and travels within India, he met all the greatest of the saints at those times. I was actually thinking how many, then so many saints were there, the Mahatmas, so many, he met, Gurudev met all of them and took their blessings. So many of them. Many of them we know, that couple of names. It's just I'm not mentioning because by mistake, if I miss someone, then it won't be good. So I'm just not mentioning. So many Mahatmas he met. Many religious heads also he met. In different countries also he met their other religious heads. He conducted an yajna in church in some other country. And in the first Madras yajna, people were not giving him venue because he was speaking in English language. We don't want. He is asking everyone to attend, that too in English, we don't want. And a Muslim gave that venue. First time he offered his venue, that yes, please come and conduct in my place. There were protests, etc. So he naturally, many impediments have come. He really resisted all of them. That grace of Ishvara, ultimately Gurudev's Jnana Ganga broke open all the obstacles and root. They were shattered into pieces, I would say. And this Jnana just like gushing and flowing into the hearts of everybody. But lucky are those who stood or who came in the direction of the flow, who came into that and influenced by the flow, touched by the flow. Even the when water river flows, there are some drops, they fly, they just splash, and some drops may spill over onto the sides. Even such drops, those who have received it, they are blessed. And many of us, right from our senior monks of mission you take, and many devotees are there. Those have been, those who have seen so many Gurudevs since 1950s and all. Very old people. And our own great, the monks are there, many devotees, they all will tell this, that they experienced the presence of the divine presence of Gurudev, and how much we used to get charged in his presence. It's not just superficial inspiration. Somewhere his presence, he would tickle the inner being of everybody. The inner inside is to just tickle it by his mere presence. And Pujya Gurudev's yajnas, that's got just continued his work. And he became busier day by day. That we'll see later on how he. So Gurudev said, very wonderfully, he said, as far as I am concerned, in the later stages of Pujya Gurudev's life, he said, as long as I am concerned, I hold none. None holds on to me. I sing my song and pass your gate. Under your balcony, I cannot wait and sing. I am a shuttle between yajñashalas. Till the last chord is sung out, I will sing on. What a beautiful inspiration. And he did it like that. That's why we got a book also in He Did It. Book name is He Did It. All about Gurudev, with many pictures, etc. And also another book has come in our mission, Ever in Yours. Ever Yours. Yours forever, sir. Yours forever. Wonderful. So that was Pujya Gurudev. He kept on going, traveling. And as I said, coming back to Tapon Maharaj in 1955. So Gurudev started, he got less letters. Gurudev would write letters to Tapon Maharaj. Tapon Maharaj used to bless him. The letters also are there. Some of the letters are recorded. They are there. He would bless him. Okay, you are going ahead. Do this, do that, etc. And Shivananji was also inspired, listening to the success of his own student. Both the gurus were very happy. So by the end of 1955, I'm going back again. Tapon we saw Tapon Maharaj's life, but Tapon Maharaj's health started deteriorating. And it was very trying time for Pujya Gurudev, because he has to yajñas, commitments, and go visit in between his Guru, Uttarakashi. As often as possible, he would go, touch his feet, speak to him, spend a day or two, then come back again. The regular yajñas, in between he would go and come back. He kept on correspondence in those days with the other monks and all, and inquiring about Guruji's health, Taponji's health, any medical help, what kind of thing. And as we have seen, he left the body, Tapon Maharaj, on 16th January 1957 in the early hours at 4:30 a.m. And Gurudev was conducting yajña in Palakkad. Of course, after 20th only, he got the telegram. And this way, our Pujya Gurudev's work continued. City to city, town to town, village to village. Meeting people, addressing all kinds of audiences, non-stop work, non-stop. And every year, about in October, August, or September, October, we would get the itinerary, packed itinerary, printed book form for the next year. So the date, where will he be, what text he is conducting, morning and evening, what is the address of contact and phone number. Then again, fly from there to next city, the date, fly to Calcutta, fly there, then fly to Mumbai, or fly to Hyderabad, or fly abroad, fly London, fly this one, fly Frankfurt, or fly America, fly here. All the itinerary, jam-packed. There was no rest. So it is actually a unique instrument of the Lord. That's why we'll ask, we think about it. Was Pujya Gurudev a karmishti? Or a jnani? Or a bhakta? Who was he? All would agree. All the three are in acme of perfection in him. He was a great karma yogi, non-stop. Food different, water is different, flights, travel, exertion on the body. Mahakarma yogi. Jnani, already we have read that. Unless you transcend M and I cannot let you make you know what I know. Mahajnani, Advaita Acharya. Gurudev used to say, I heard him saying closely, in a close, said, Advaita alone is a solution for all problems of mankind. Why? There is no conflict. Advaita Jnana alone integrates the world. So that's how he lived, taught, non-stop. So therefore, Jnani, Karma Yogi, Jnani, and Paramabhakta. Okay, to whom he devoted? To whom he was not devoted to? He was devoted to country and culture. He was devoted to Rishi Parampara, Rishi Jnanam. He was devoted to his Guru, devoted to Lord. He was a yogi also. I read some of the mystical letters, what he wrote in the beginning. Mentioned when he wrote his letter to his mother that we will meet astrally. When I'll carry with you, I carry you all. You all will be with me during my yatra. When his mother passed away, I was with her whole night yesterday. So we wonder actually at him. We cannot work for 3 hours continuously. We want 1 hour rest. Unique. So then he established a school. That I'll come to that point. Mission work later on. We'll see how his work spread. His schools, colleges, he established ashrams, different wings of Chinmaya Mission. It's a ocean. That was Gurudev, and Gurudev's work was continuing. Continued till 1993. Now we will go through some sentences from Gurudev's letters, some paragraphs. Okay. Gurudev writes to one of his devotees. He said, instead of falling for the Guru form, fall for his ideas and ideals. Hinduism came to this pass because of our hanging on to the Guru personality, then the Shruti that he interprets for us. No man is ever perfect in the eyes of anyone else. Seek the perfect who is Narayana. Om Namo Narayanaya. In 1968 he wrote. So he was not, he never asked anybody to hold on to his form. He never made anyone as it's a personality cult. Chinmaya cult. He never. Gurudev, he said, no, I don't hold on to anybody, and I allow anybody to hold on to me, that hang on to me. That also he did not like. He always would say that I am the pointer, and the pointed is the Paramatma, the Narayana, your own self. Reach the pointed with the help of the pointer, but don't hold on to the pointer. He never, Paramaviragi, I tell you, Parsita Prajna. So many people were trained under him. Somebody would say, I will leave you. He said, never mind, go. So many monks have left, doesn't matter. So many devotees have left, doesn't matter. In Hyderabad, when we attended a yajna, A huge crowd, and then Gurudev spoke on 13th chapter of Gita in the evenings. And next day, after Gurudev left, next day was the article, and somebody wrote, I will not name some name I remembered. Is a professor in that university, Usmania University. Some professor. He wrote a Chinmaya Gita. Then he criticized Gurudev's commentary. I mean, it is not like this, it should be like this. He said like this. Some of the youth, we were all youth, we got disturbed. We said, he's asking, finding fault with Gurudev. So we wanted to give a reply, strong reply and all that. Through email, through paper only. Akbar, fighting only on paper. Refer to that article, we would like to. But somebody said, no, wait, Gurudev is coming back here for after 3-4 days to catch flight again back to Bombay. So that time we can meet and ask Gurudev what he wanted to say. So we were at least after 1 week, 5-6 days, he came back for 1 day. Right? Evening he came, and next day. So evening we all met him. About 15-20 people met and then sat in the lawn in that then president's house. So then that one of our youngsters, Swamiji, there's a letter about them in the news published in the paper about somebody criticized your Gita commentary, and then oh yes, somebody told me. Then should we write a reply and all that? Then no need, he said. Then he said, I am happy that he read Gita. See, the one. I am happy he read same thing. I was there very much. I am happy that he read Gita. And then he closed his eyes and said, mine is experience and his is theory. See how that Mahatma looked at it. Somebody criticized you. They're happy that you read Gita. I'm happy that he read Gita. So he never allowed us to make him a cult guru. Many were trained in Sandipani, many left and they had their own ashram. Said all blessings, yes. He always would say, what will you do after leaving me? Anyone, whether you are a monk or non-monk, after you leaving, you want to work for society. Even what will you do? You are so much gain knowledge. You cannot do any other work. So you work only this way. Ultimately, the entire humanity should be lifted and uplifted. Everyone should be awakened to this great grand culture. Do the work. Obviously, one cannot reach everyone. So we need more and more people. Good you do. My blessings. That was Gurudev's, thought. And Gurudev writes another letter to another devotee. I am not one of those gurus who need his disciples ever to remain disciples. I want my elder spiritual children to become fathers of my grandchildren. I want my early groups to learn now to stand independent of me and act and live stoutly, pure, as guides, leading and serving others. Don't abjectly depend on me, upon me. I will do no more. I want you all to do personally yourself some blessings upon yourself. Start detaching yourself from the Swami support and learn to live, move, strive, and achieve for yourself. You will not fall. I shall be watching. But if you think I am behind and blindly lean on, thinking that Gurudev is behind, I lean on, I will see you falling. In 1956, he wrote. See what a level it is. In one house, one lady came. Like that, and what I'm sharing with sometimes, what I heard, what I saw. Like that in our mission, so many Mahatmas are there, so many sadhus and monks and non-monks, and then devotees, senior devotee. If you touch them, each one of them is in themselves a big encyclopedia of information and incidents and quotes and their experiences with Pujya Gurudev. It's an unending. He touched millions of people. The best part is what, when I meet somebody, Gurudev, more than me talking, I want, the best is to listen to other person, his experiences with Gurudev. That gives us more joy. So Gurudev went to one house. One lady asked, one Swadhi, Swamini, no, not from our mission, some other. Touch it, Swamiji, please bless me. And Gurudev said, blessings are not given, they are to be taken. They are always available. Just take it, he said. Here is a great master who says, don't hold on to me. You seek your spiritual support from within. Another thing is, I shall be watching. How can he watch? He is not physically available. He is just physically watching. No, it's not physically watching with physical eyes. That means he is in touch with all those who invoke him, who are tuning to him. That consciousness, Guru consciousness, is always present with all the devotees and disciples all the time, whoever is tuned to him. We can't understand that level, that state of consciousness. We can't understand. We think Guru is only confined to a body. We think some statements are only to create some, to instill some confidence, or to some kind of comfort. It's not like that. They don't lie. There's no need for them to lie. See that. I received many letters from Pujya Gurudev. Some are organizational, guiding us how to work, etc. Some are purely spiritual, with a spiritual message, guiding, and then some. So once in one of the letters I received, reality is neither Sat nor Asat, nor even Sat Asat. It is your own essential nature. Realize, love, Chinmaya. So when I receive such kind of letters, is tapping somewhere, is awakening something in me, in all of us, not only in me, in everyone, whoever has gone to him. I am talking about Gurudev. Similarly, every spiritual master does it. That's why if you listen to any devotee of any great spiritual masters, they have their own bulk of stories to share, and how they are transformed, how their hearts are become purified, and then they glorify their Guru, and they must. We must glorify our own Guru. Because the Guru Tattva is one. Guru Tattva is one. It takes different shapes and forms and expresses, manifests in front of us. And in each expression, there's special uniqueness, and that is only useful for some people to be drawn to that particular window or counter. So all of us, some temperaments for whom only Gurudev is required. So therefore he manifested, that Brahman manifested for all jivas. Once the Guru is that Brahman alone, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu. So why I was attracted to Gurudev, why not other? That is my temperament, my vasanas, my karma, my state of evolution exactly fits for what? To take help in that counter called Chinmaya. And Gurudev writes in another letter, 1968. He writes, devotion to teacher, acceptance of masters, faithfulness to rishis, reverence of Mahatmas, all are advised. And it is diligently practiced in our tradition. But unless the student works out herself, her own redemption, who can help her? The path of spirituality is a lonely one. Each must strive himself or herself. Think. So Guru Bhakti, first of all, you must accept any great spiritual master. And our own Guru, one's own Guru, we must accept. This reminds me one statement of Gurudev, which I heard in 1988 when I was in Siddhabadi attending a camp of Pujya Gurudev on Vivek Chudamani. And Gurudev was expert in what? He will tell some statement, some important statement he makes, and he makes us forget immediately because he is very good at, immediately taking you out of it some other point and somehow he makes you that magic. I was listening and then to it, in one sloka I didn't remember, but this sentence of Pujya Gurudev. Gurudev said, see that, don't mistake that expression. That time there is no personality there. Even any Acharya, any spiritual teacher, those who are tuned to their gurus, I'm talking of irrespective of organization, nothing. I mean, organization, I'm not talking of organization. Organization, any organization, any guru you take, any guru. The moment you tune to Guru, that means you are not there. It's just Guru who speaks. And Guru is above everything. So Guru speaks through us. So Gurudev said that Tattva speaks through us. So Gurudev said, we the Mahatmas are ever ready to mold and shape you and lift you up on the spiritual path only if you are available for. He said, mold you and lift you and shape you only if you are available for. If I don't accept my Guru, if I don't accept Veda, if I don't accept Shruti Mata, Upanishads, I'm closed. So nothing can come into me. Like, where there's no air, no sunlight, suffocation. No air, no sunlight. And the flower, what will happen to it won't unfold. It is in a bud condition, it gets just dried up and then just falls. There's no chance for the flower to unfold. Why? There's no fresh air, no bees, no water perhaps, and no sunlight. So when I'm closed all my heart's windows of the heart, doors of the heart, what does Guru can do? Guru's rays will come up to the heart and go back. So reverence of Mahatmas are all advised and directly, diligently practiced in our tradition. This is a wonderful, that's why, see your own guru in everywhere. And the important is the path of spirituality is a lonely one. That's why it's called alone to alone, all alone. Alone to alone, all alone. That's why Suti Mata says, Kshurasya dhara nishita duratyaya durgam patastat kavayo vadanti. And regarding Gurudev's work, his work, Gurudev's work only, Gurudev writes to another devotee. What he writes? What power plays with me in this fashion is not known. And what is its plan for the world? I don't know. That's meaning. Personally, I have nothing to gain or lose by this endless work. And yet, I work on. When will it stop working through this worker? Question mark. Why worry? Let it fulfill its plans through this. What else can this demand in its existence? So Gurudev surrendered to that higher power. Why, when absolutely I is not there, that I is removed completely, little I, when the capital I takes over. Capital I is universal I. It just gushes out in through us. And how that power is playing, how long it plays, why should I worry? I'm just witnessing inside. Let it go on. Let it go on. Let it go on. And in 1993, Sant Keshav Das ji, great Mahatma, he was from Karnataka. He also left body, singing, saying Panduranga, Panduranga, the bhajan, Kirtan in Visakhapatnam, on the stage by singing God's name. He was a very, very, very beautiful Sant, used to sing bhajans also. Singing, Sant Keshav Das ji dropped the body. Just dropped it. So he interviewed Gurudev. Sant Keshav Das ji, he told Hinduism Today. He was speaking about Gurudev to Hinduism Today, that magazine. I said, when I asked Swamiji, how are you? Sant Keshav Das says, when I asked Swamiji, how are you? He replied, Gurudev replied, physically, I am not well. But have attained Shanti. Only when vessel within my heart is working. Until it stops, I will preach Bhagavad Gita. Meaning, how he has used his physical body. Expecting nothing, every drop of blood for the society, every moment, every minute, every breath for society, for the world. I will tell you one more things as we grow, as we go ahead. I will continue to preach Bhagavad Gita. I knew Gurudev, I saw Gurudev in the last days, last yajnas and all. He would carry that constant monitor of the heart inside, that the instrument is fixed. On that, he will put a shirt and then come as though nothing happened and roar. And all of us was to worry, why this Mahatma is roaring, talking so loudly. That was Pujya Gurudev. I know it is like when we when we eat, say, mango, that with the ras wala, with ras, choose ke khane wala. And what do we do? We just last even bit of that juice, whatever is there, I'll just suck. The seed will take out, and seed also I suck. I will not lose, even leave a small wee bit of anything, just completely suck it. And when there's no juice in it, then I will drop it. Similarly, Gurudev has used his physical body. For what? For service of society, for the revival of our culture. Anyone who is working for this great grand culture, he has only one thing to say: blessings, my blessings, continue, all the best. That's it. And Gurudev, in his own words, in another place, he says, as much time and effort as it takes to master any profession in this world, that much time and effort it takes to gain self-knowledge. Be sure to apply yourself single-pointedly and with diligence. What more can I say? Should I say? What more should I say? Should I say? I have said all that is to be said. All that can be said. I am standing at his gate, waiting. I can enter anytime I wish, anytime I wish. But I'm waiting for you all to come with me. So when in Hyderabad, I was in Hyderabad only during entire my, so those young days and then career, etc. And then so with Gurudev, Yajnas, mostly I used to attend Gurudev's Yajnas. So one of the morning hours on some Sunday, I think Q&A we organized, Q&A, question and answer session. I asked one question there. In this scientific age, I started my question like, you wrote and kept. In this scientific age, and why man is so many tragedies, problems in how and all something, all that. And Gurudev replied, he said that we corrected in that question. He said, even I lift you all right now to that great grand era of the past. Right now. Do you feel that you all will be happy? So Gurudev said, age, the time goes on, but it is the quality of life and values that matters. And in that Q&A only, one question has come to him. Are you realized? Are you realized? Question to Gurudev. For this question, Gurudev answered at different times in different ways. Sometimes you would say, depending on the questionnaire and the whole atmosphere, sometimes Gurudev said, how does it matter? If I say I have realized, does it help you? If I say I have not realized, does it satisfy you? What way it will benefit you? It will not benefit you. So take the teaching, practice, think about it, reflect, get convinced, live, grow. So that way he would answer. But on that day he had answered. He said, no, I am waiting at the entrance of Vaikuntha. I can go in at any time. Inside the Vaikuntha, I can go anytime. Poor Lord Vishnu, lying on the serpent bed, got used to seeing someone occasionally walking into Vaikuntha. So I believe Vishnu was not inspired. He is lying down. Kabhi koi aata hai to acha tu aa gaya, andar jao. Like that. So he is not at all inspired. I am waiting at the gate. You all come. we all walk into Vaikuntha as a big group, a great numbers. Shake him up from his serpent bed. We'll surprise him. Come, I'm waiting. Many times Gurudev said, I'm waiting, meet me in meditation. Somebody said, Gurudev said, don't go to peaks to meditate, but go to the peaks in meditation. Don't go to peak and meditate, but go to peaks in meditation. Go to peak in meditation. And in one of our talks somewhere in camp, youth camp, Gurudev told in 89, 89, yes, 89 ending, man. When we met Gurudev in Mumbai in a youth camp there, some question and answer or some in one of the talks, I think said, I got an extension for 3 years. Stating that time is short, in the sense, implying time is short, you should all learn more, come up like that. And another interesting thing happened, which I was also mourning. I was seeing that again to put the correct sentence. I remembered that sentence as it is, but I just want to correct. Then I corrected 1 or 2 words, added words extra. So I referred, and then what happened in 1988? Gurudev was not well, became sick. He was in Calcutta. Then he went to Jamshedpur for some session and then came back to Calcutta, and then he held some youngster session, etc. And one day, and so-and-so date, he felt discomfort in the chest. So Gurudev wrote, he changed his positions on that day, because nothing happened. Gurudev wrote afterwards, because we all got the news that Gurudev became sick. So unable to bear the phone calls and telegrams and enquiries, how long Yamani? So he wrote a beautiful thing, just a reminder, a beautiful letter, and printed it in Tapon Prasad magazine so that everybody will read. In that letter, he mentioned this. So that day, I was discomfort. In the midnight, I changed my position, but not no benefit. And then in one position I changed, then it was comfort. Then 2.5 hours I suffered like that. Next day, so-and-so doctor came and asked me to take pill so-and-so all the time, etc., etc. And then in the end, he says, the so-and-so pills are to be taken till I get out of this theater of this work. And ultimately in the end, the paragraph ends. And then he says in between, it was a mistake up above in the secretariat. They corrected it in 2.5 minutes of their time, which is equal to 2.5 hours of our time. So somebody was wrongly plugged in. That's what Gurudev mentioned. And then ultimately, the last sentence he said, a unique drama, just to remind me that it is time for me to pack up and leave after a full life, good and satisfying service to the Rishis of yore. So he never lived in body. A Sita Prajna. One whose prajna is firmly established in that understanding or experience that I am Brahman. See, friends, I tell you, just as our ignorance cannot be hidden, similarly, enlightened master's brilliance cannot also be hidden. It will be known to the world, to the people around. It's a bright light, like a bright light in the darkness. How can you avoid that light? So any awakened being, that's why we count only a couple of Mahatmas of that stature in 20th century. We write a list of them. We don't need a book to write. We need 1 or 2 pages is enough. 1 page is enough perhaps to write the names of such stature. So Gurudev's work, inspiring everyone. I will talk about the wings later on. But he never left anyone, right from the child to the old. The range is so vast. And he was equally good. Good means best, great, fantastic, fabulous in teaching to children, youth, mothers, study group members or middle-aged people, vanaprasthis, old people, college students, all professions, corporate world. He was equally good. Not that I cannot address this audience, I can only address this audience only. In 92, one of the letters I received, Gurudev mentioned, I am busy addressing all the universities in USA. So far I addressed so many, something he mentioned that letter. And one university I could not go, Swamy Chinmayananda went, he said. And his Vakshakti was powerful. So with this continuous work, how he worked, how he touched upon lives, how the wings and all that, we will see later on. Like this great master had touched upon, touched the millions of lives all over the globe. So we cannot take Chinmaya from those millions who were influenced, transformed by the touch of that great Mahatma called Swamy Chinmayananda. His touch was enough. His look was enough. I have received many instructions through his eyes only, chiding me through eyes. So the unique Mahatma he was. Actually, he was unique. Now in July 1993, he was cut. I told you, 92-3, we had a youth camp in last yajna in Hyderabad in May. Then he went actually directly to Jaslok Hospital. From Hyderabad airport, he flew the flight, got down in Mumbai, admitted in Jaslok Hospital for a couple of days in Mumbai. Then he flew to Siddhabadi to attend the camp. He said, I have to be with my youth. He knew it is last. So 600, 700 youth in Siddhabadi camp. We all attended there. So that beautiful 9th chapter Gita he taught. A lot of programs we had. And after that, he flew to America. Then he had a lot of programs. Itinerary was there. So June or something, July, he went there. So then in July 1993, he went up then from itinerary. Then he flew to Chicago as per itinerary. Then he conducted a Jnana Yajna there in Chicago. Then he conducted a camp in Krishnalaya, where Chinmaya Mission, PSC. And then in Washington, DC, as per schedule. Many things Gurudev revealed that, but we need not talk all those things. And there he was taken ill. So we got the news also that he is not well and all. But he flew to San Diego, en route to Los Angeles, and then in San Diego, he had to be hospitalized. Then Gurudev attained Samadhi on August 3rd, 1993 in San Diego, USA. So that great Mahatma's life came to an end. Now, what about Gurudev's books? What did he do? He said, Gurudev, approximately Pujya Gurudev wrote 100 books, not less, because he was constantly traveling, lecturing, writing letters, meetings, taking care of construction work, so much of work, all-rounder he was. Many people used to wonder, was he an architect? Like that. And 39 commentaries on Upanishads and other texts he wrote. 520 Jnana Yajnas he conducted. Jnana Yajnas of not 7 days in the early days, it used to be 100 days like that, any Yajnas. Anyway, 23 national Jnana Yajnas he conducted, where many people attended, and national spiritual camps he conducted, both together 23, and 3 international camps he conducted. So I was also blessed to be in the 3rd international camp in Cochin in 1988 December. I was blessed to be there with Gurudev. We were all there. There, me and other boy got a job of being security guard to Gurudev. So we were really thrilled to be with Gurudev all the time. That was a great job. We were given a special scarf. Be with Gurudev. That's it. And just control the crowd and all that. Around so many people came from abroad, all those hundreds of them. It was a great grand. I think if I remember correctly, I don't know how many hundreds, but a lot of people came. Plus evening yajna from general public. So 3 international yajnas he conducted. And many Vivek Chudamani camps were very popular in Siddhavadi. Bhagavad Gita camps were popular. Whole Gita he taught. So like that, 42 years non-stop, non-stop service. There's actually no question of, okay, rest. No, but the rest also recuperation, to recoup from ill health. They also used to write all this things supposed to be in the rest. He will go to Uttarakanshi, rest. But then what he will do? Write on commentaries, some books, etc. He never rested actually. That's why when Swamy Chidananda Maharaj of Divine Society was there in San Diego when Gurudev was in hospital. So it's a very divine again that plan. So Swamiji went to meet him because they were Guru Bhai's best friends. Both Gurudev and Swamy Chidananda Maharaj of Divine Society. He was the president of Divine Life Society. So he said, he went to the hospital room. He saw him, sat there for some time, came out and said, both the Gurus are by his side and wanting to put an end to his lifelong service now. Both the Gurus, Taponji and Shivananji Maharaj. They are telling Gurudev, enough, drop the body. Then Siddhanta said, devotees can pray now for his return. So as though it's a tug of war, with the 2 Gurus pulling, there's enough now, and devotees saying, we want you back. Like that. And so Chidananda Maharaj said, Chinmaya had done 10 lives work in 1 life. एक आदमी 10 जन्म में एक आदमी ना हम जैसे आदमी नहीं है, not like people like me, but a decent guy, a person who can work, who works whole life without wasting time. So you take that, but yeah, that kind of what 10 lives work Gurudev did in 1 life. Not a lazy fellow 10 lives, but maha lazy it is. It's not like that. Then of course when Gurudev attained Samadhi, the mortal remains came back to Delhi. We were all there. Then we all went to Siddhavadi. Then on 9th August 1993, Gurudev was given Pusamadhi in Siddhabadi Ashram in Himachal Pradesh. It's our, so Taponji's place abode is Uttarakashi and Gurudev's abode is Siddhabadi. That is the place where Kapila Muni taught to his mother Devahuti. That which comes in Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam will come, Siddha Padaha is what we use, Siddha Padaha. When I read that Siddha Padaha, I remember Siddhabadi only, the Kapil Gita. Kapil Muni Charitra in Bhagavatam. So after Gurudev attained Samadhi, I'll just tell and then we'll come to teachings of Gurudev. That is very important. Teachings of Gurudev and the mission. Two things are left out for me, which we will see now. So when Pujya Guruji, Swami Tejamanji became head of the mission. And Gurudev knew about it, of course, all that. Anyway, he became head of Chinmaya Mission worldwide. Then, somebody asked Gurudev, Guruji, how are you feeling in his shoes? How are you feeling in his shoes? In Gurudev's shoes. Mahabhakta Guruji also, great devotee only. Devotee to Pujya Gurudev. That's it. Guruji said, I am not in his shoes. I am at his feet. That's why we say, is vision our mission? The best we can do is what? To serve one's own Guru. Serve one's own Guru, one's own Guru's vision. Wherever you are. What mission you can do? Only serve that culture, the Sanatana Dharma. That alone we can do. That's why I say, even somebody go out of mission or because of any reason, whatever reason it is, what they will do? Gurudev said, again you serve Lord, serve society. Like Chinmaya, if Tapon Maharaj is a seed, Chinmaya is a main trunk, and then Shaka, Upashakas are so many now, my God, which we need not talk about it. But this all, and all of them are blessed by the Guru Parampara only. Pujya Guruji, Swami Chinmayananda, gave one formula to all devotees of Gurudev. The best way to remain humble. Otherwise, somebody will say, oh, I knew Gurudev since his birth. Out of inspiration, they don't know what they are talking also. Some Josh. Oh, Gurudev ko unke bachpan se main janta hu. Kya kaha? You are born recently, like, how will you know him? Right? No, I'm sorry. I knew so many. I know that. I knew before that person. I knew that Swami growing in front of me. I knew that Swami joining Sandipani. I knew this. All that people claim. It's okay whether it is. That's all fine. It's all fine. But Guruji gave one beautiful formula. He said, consider every other person is a greater devotee of Gurudev than oneself, than yourself. So if I see any person, oh, he is greater devotee of Gurudev than me. I am not. He is blessed by Gurudev. He has his own experiences. He is greater devotee. That way, what happens? Everyone can remain humble. Because the ego plays a lot of tricks in our spiritual evolution. Ego says, oh, you are good, you are superior, you are this, you are that, you got more experience than other person. What will that person know? What does he know? What does she know? So best is, every other person is a greater devotee than me. So this shows what Guruji is. I am at his feet. Consider everyone as a greater devotee than than oneself. This is enough inspiration. These two are enough for us to understand. You may be disciple of any guru, doesn't matter. We are not in his shoes, we are at his feet. And in that, if you belong to, no, I belong to some other organization, my guru is different, doesn't matter. In your own organization, among your own disciples, I mean the guru's disciples and devotees, consider them, each one is greater than you. That remains, that keeps you humble. And under our Pujya Guruji, now I'll just speak about one or two sentences. He is another great devotee of Gurudev, Mahatma, Pujya Guruji Swami Chinmayananda. Under his leadership or be under his guidance as head of the mission, it grew. Who is Guruji? Look at him. People say he is embodiment of love and compassion. Greatly devoted to Gurudev. Author of many original books in Sanskrit on Vedanta and on spiritual matters. He composed many books. I mean, he wrote many books originally. A great composer of bhajans and kirtans. Himself a singer, great musician, organizer, a great poet, a great leader, and many other attributes he has. So, Gurudev and appropriate person with all these things. And not only Guruji, there are many great Mahatmas of Guruji's batchmates. Each one of them is a jewel in their own work, in their own place. Obviously, there's only one can be lead formally. Like we say in Vedanta, we can be one Ishvara. Not too many Ishvaras cannot be there. So all these great Mahatmas, all Guruji's batchmates, and then subsequent great Acharyas have come. So there were Guruji, and also Guruji toured all parts of the world. And Guruji worked tirelessly for 24 years as head of the mission, from 93 to 2017. So when he was at the age of 66 years, Guruji handed over the, reins to Swamy Chidrupananda, torch to Swamy Chidrupananda, head of the mission now since 2017. And Guruji is there conducting Vedanta class, Brahmachari classes and other satsangs online now, and also visits occasionally, but is staying in Mumbai and is continuing his work and blessing and available only for suggestions. Withdrew. It's a beautiful way Guruji should not holding on to that post or anything. He handed over and he training everyone. So now Swamy Chidrupananda is now taking, and of course all Acharyas are there, all Sevaks and Sevikas are there in the world. Every mission center across the world, they're all doing their best. Whether it is if you say Balihar conducting class, also is difficult to hold on to children, to hold children together in a beautiful way. To handle youth is equally tough. To handle different temperaments and study groups is equally tough. So every work, when we have to handle different minds, it's always tough all over the globe. Because munde matir bhinna. हर एक खोपड़ी में अपना अपना विचार, अलग अलग विचार है. So that is how this mission is growing. Now, Gurudev's teachings. That is beautiful, best part. I will begin with 3 stories of Pujya Gurudev, which I like. There are many stories. Gurudev, master storyteller. One story we will see today. I heard this from Gurudev directly. In a way, I am blessed. He said this story. There was a cave. And the cave is so big that, it runs into many, many square kilometers or square miles. Such a huge cave. Where in that cave, thousands of people are living. Thousands. And in the deep cave, they don't know the meaning of light. What is, they have eyes. So they see only darkness. None of them knew what light means. They don't know that, full stop. There's no fire. There's no matchstick. What a huge world it is in the huge cave. And they have been living in that cave generation after generation. They may be hunting animals in that cave, whatever big cave, big one, very big one, so it may be there. I don't know how they survived. Then that they used to survive there. And one youngster wanted to know, how big is this world? The world in which I am living in. They all started, they used to work only with the blindness only. Because the eyes are open, but they can't see anything. There's no light. Pitch darkness. So this person, youngster, a youth, or a middle-aged man, started, so he was started going to the walls of the cave and then started searching how big it is. Let me give a big round of it and then let come whatever it is. Let me shape of it. So this. And in that searching, he found a small tunnel. He didn't know at that time what he was doing. He thought he was an extension of the cave only. It's a part of the cave. But when he entered into the tunnel, the roof is so end, sometimes he would hit the head, bleeding. Once he came back, unable to venture it forward, then he gathered courage. Let me see. So he knew. Few meters he went, so he ducked himself and then know where the stone was, boulder was. So he went. And then as he started walking, falling somewhere and finding out and turning and somewhere in between, squeezing in between big boulder and stumbling upon that and then again hurting himself, again standing and again duck himself, lying low, sometimes crawling. Ultimately, where is that it is leading to? So in that cave, he started walking and walking and walking and walking. After a long time of walk, something first time he came across, which he didn't know what to call. He saw the first ray of the light, small ray of the light entering into the cave. Somewhere after walking so many miles. Obviously that so many turns he took always. Obviously he took so many turns always in the cave, already in the cave. So many turns he took already. So then the moment the ray comes, experience was something beautiful. But he started something called seeing first time in the life. What is seeing? Something is experiences. Oh, I'm seeing, I'm touching. I used to touch, but now I'm seeing what I'm touching. He was inspired. As he walked further, the path became clear. No need to stumble upon, no need to hit the head somewhere, no need to search for turning, what it is, no need to crawl. He knew what is to be done and he started walking fast. And then he came out of the cave and suddenly a vast expanse of sky, space, blue sky, clouds. You don't know the names now at that time. I'm telling you this. The sky, the clouds, and the trees, and the birds, and then greenery, and then grass everywhere on the ground, plenty of trees and oh my God, all this world opened up. And no end for his joy. started skipping and jumping and dancing and then singing and then screaming and, oh my God, rolling on the grass. This joy knew no bounds. Oh, this is, what is this and what is... He forgot days, many days he was lost himself in that joy. And he was lying down on the ground one day, grass, so beautiful, looking into the up and then in the sky. And then he suddenly remembered the cave, pitch darkness, people living. They don't know what is the meaning of light. He felt compassion. He said, okay, let me bring them out. He was so charged with the inspiration. Let them not live in the darkness. This is much more beautiful area. Let them all live, come here and live. So let me go inside. Out of compassion, he knew. Now walking where? From light to darkness. So as long as the light was there, he was able to walk. And then darkness started. The darkness, light becoming dimmer and dimmer, and then dim, and then darkness increasing. Then he knew the path, where to duck and all. He remembered, registered. Somehow he reached and started screaming in great voice that there is something beautiful world which is beyond something called this you cannot understand. There is something which I cannot explain, but I will take you all to give you that experience, that great land of the beauty, the joy, the freedom, etc. Please come with me. Please. None of them believed him. So pagal kahan se aaya? He was going from person to person, group of people to group of people. Nothing, nobody was listening in the pitch darkness. At last he got convinced, somebody convinced one youngster privately. Said, okay, I'll follow you. Follow me. Then he was walking and then entering into that cave, the tunnel, cave, big cave, the tunnel. And then he also started stumbling. And this man is guiding. Now he knew the path. So duck here, don't stumble here, climb the wall, rock, turn right, squeeze here, and turn here, and so slowly crawl here. He was telling instruction. And sometimes he was saying, okay, Hanji, yes, noted. After some time, the voice stopped. Why? This guy was so scared of the path, he went back into the cave. The guru was, hey, are you listening? No voice came, no response came. He turned back. He was not there. Meaning, he shouted, he was again came back, caught hold of that guy. By all time he's bruised himself, and then lot of blood is there, pain, and then hit my head here, and then hit my knee there, and all that scrapes, all scratching. Oh, problem, what nonsense it is. Are you killing me or what? I'm happy here in darkness. What world that you are going to show me with a lot of pain? But he said, no, first heal yourself, doesn't matter. After healing, again he pumped him, gave him his word, said, now let's go. Please believe me. Okay, promise. Now this time Gurudev said, Guru got experience. He said, now you walk first, I'll behind. I will walk behind you, you walk. Why? You cannot escape now. Guru was pushing him. First time Guru said, follow me, he did not follow. This guy, the Guru was pushing the other person, the disciple, and he was, of course, struggling, but with confidence of the Guru behind. He cannot turn back. Guru is standing there. He pushed him. Gurudev said, Tapovanji pushed me beyond. He took me to the end and pushed me beyond. And ultimately, when he saw the first light of the ray of light, tremendous confidence in Guru came. And as he was walking towards the exit of the cave, and more light he was experiencing, and his respect and reverence and love and overflowing towards that great Guru. And then when he came out, and he also lost his own, he forgot Guru and started dancing in that beautiful place of great greenery, trees and birds and sky, and then clouds and then blue sky. mountains and plants, and then some animals here and there, and wonderful, wonderful Jagat it is. He is just lost and is screaming and dancing. He forgot that Guru also. And Guru was standing there, then Guru was standing and looking at him. Let him dance for some time. I have danced like that. So after dance and dance and dance, and he was so became calm and accustomed to this beautiful vastness of experience of that great world, and both of them lying down on the grass, looking into the vast sky. My dear son, yes, master, I cannot forget your help. Thank you. But do you remember them in the cave? Yes, yes, yes. Now you go, at least bring one out. He took the blessings of Guru. I am going on the mission. Let me bring at least one out. This is the work of the spiritual master. And we are all living in darkness. Unless we awaken to the truth, all of us are in darkness only. And once we attain that state, responsibility is to spread. And so to the extent we are gaining knowledge, Gurudev said, okay, on the path you are. To the extent you have gained knowledge, share it with others. But after awakening enlightenment, Guru said to Shela, go now, you bring one. Shela reluctantly came inside because he had to walk from not tamasoma jyotirgamaya, ulta, from light to darkness. That's called great sacrifice. A great master had called it as great sacrifice. That their sacrifice, there so much of love is there. They come again back into the world. In the midst of all our stupidities, they move, they guide all of us ignorant people onto the path. And their mission is at least one or two. Can I make them awaken to the truth? That was the inspiration. Same inspiration Gurudev carried and started this, because it was irresistible urge in him to take this knowledge to everybody on the globe. So I conclude here for today, for this class, and we have 2 more hours only and a lot to speak. I hope we'll be able to complete what I thought of in next class. It's all because of Pujya Gurudev's grace and Guru Tattva's blessings. May that be there on all of us. Thank you. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Swamy Chinmayananda Maharaj Ki Jai. Parama Guru Swami Tapovan Maharaj Ki Jai. Samasta Guru Parampara Ki Jai. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Swamiji. Again, another very illuminating, very fantastic talk on the life and journey of Swamy Chinmayananda and many of his teachings. I think the very Shravana of these of Swamiji's life itself is a teaching. His life itself is a teaching, and many essence. That is the impression that I got in the last 3 sessions. Thank you very much for this time.
Hari Om.
Yes, we meet again at 4 p.m. Do join. With this, we conclude. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.